Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as it an identity? I just want people to tell me, am I to be blamed, or they should blame the woman that I was dating? I started back home in Zim. I used to be in the army. I can say that my life changed when we went to Chiadzwa. Those were the days when there was diamond to be found in Chiadzwa. So there were a lot of things that were happening there. I was amongst the soldiers that were taken from Harare, and we went to Chiadzwa because we were guarding some other assets there. When we went there, Brother Nashi, as people, you end up making your own deals. There were white people that used to come from South Africa, and these people, they used to come and buy diamonds. I became friends with some of these people, and I ended up smuggling the diamonds from Zim and bringing them to South Africa. And diamonds, they have a lot of money. I became so wealthy, so much that I did not want to stay anymore in Zim, and I migrated from Zim and I started my several businesses here in South Africa. Fast forward, when I was now in South Africa, there were a couple of problems that I was facing. First of all, I was rich, but I was not rich on paper. In order for me to be rich on paper, I was supposed to marry a South African woman so that I can have proper documentation. You can just have money, but that money won't mean anything when it is not in the bank. So I needed a South African woman whom I was going to get married to. She was my only option in life. She knew it very well that she was my option in life, but there were things that she did to me, things that hurt me to the fullest. So when I came here to South Africa, I started hustling. I then made some connections. We used to call it a pipeline, and this pipeline, it was a diamond smuggling pipeline. I had my boys that would drive from Mutare. These boys would drive with the diamonds from Mutare. Then I will have my other boys, these were South Africans, mainly Yovenda speaking South Africans, that would go and wait in the forest. Then they would pick up the diamonds from the South African side after my Zim guys would have crossed over with the diamonds into South Africa, and then they would take those diamonds and then they would hand them over to my other guys, and then my other guys would bring the diamonds to Johannesburg. So that is why we used to call it a pipeline. When the diamonds will be here in Joburg, my customers mainly were Germans. These Germans, they would then legalize the diamonds. These diamonds, they will be taken to other big mines, and then they would go on the market as legal diamonds. And there were other Chinese, and these diamonds, they used to go to China, but these ones, they would go through Dubai. So that is how we were making money. Like I told you, that the money was there, but my money, it was money that was only available in cash. So it took a very long time because there is a waiting period. You cannot just get married to a South African today, then tomorrow you go and you get your ID. There are processes and some checks that you have to follow, especially if you do not have any connections from the inside. Even though I have money, so everyone just thinks that when you have money, you can instantly get papers. You can have all the money in the world, but as long as you do not have connections, you won't be able to get it. So we had to follow due process when I got married to my first South African wife. My wife, she knew all about this. Then she started to take advantage of me. When I met my wife, I cannot say that she was poor. She was okay. She was a woman that was born and raised in the suburbs. Her parents, they were both doctors. She was doing okay. She had a job at the bank. We were introduced through this other mutual friend, and we started dating. What she did not tell me was that she had not gotten over her ex-husband, and when she started making money through me, because she opened businesses through the money that we had in the house, later on she then told me that she was unable to go forward with me, but we will stay married. But She had already her own small business empire that she had created using my money. It then happened that one of the German guy, we got arrested in transit. He was arrested in Turkey with some diamonds, and that is how the whole diamond smuggling pipeline collapsed, because he was the one that used to connect us to different parts of the world, and money used to be there. Me and my wife, we used to have money. I used to have money, and when my wife will sneeze, I would go and buy her a car. That is how much money that I used to have. And all of these things, when they were happening, I did not even have a bank account in South Africa. So I would carry around my wife's bank account, my card that was the one that I will be using to do some purchases, but it was my money. So a woman, when you do not have money anymore, a woman will remember that you do not have money. The money that will be in her account, she won't say that it is your money. It will be her money. That was when the woman started to show me flames. It was really painful. I do not want to lie to you. The situations that she was making me go through, until I spoke with this other friend of mine from Zim, who then told me that since this lady had decided to backstab me in such a way that she had started all of these several businesses, and now she thought that she was in God's clever. We then went to Mozambique. When we went to Mozambique, I then did some rituals. That was the beginning of me doing money making rituals. I did not want to do these rituals, but it was because of the challenges that I was facing, watching your wife building an empire with the money that you brought to her, and she would even threaten to get me kicked out of South Africa if I was going to dare to say anything, and she would bring even boyfriends. That is the difference between our women and South African women. A Zimbabwean woman, she can stay with you for a lifetime, yet she will be cheating on you and she will hide it from you. But a South African woman, once she is done with you, she is done. And if you keep on staying with him, it will be your choice. But in her mind, if she is done, she is done. She is not going to pretend. She will show you the door. She will tell you that I no longer feel anything for you. She used to remind me each and every day. And my wife was that beautiful woman, such that if you would watch her bathing, even when she would be walking sometimes in her bedroom lingerie, you will feel so much pain that this woman, now she is saying that she does not love me because she has money. So I hope that you understand where I am coming from. I went to Mozambique, and then I was told that this woman, if she did not want to return the business back to me, then the traditional healer was going to give me the go ahead to get this woman killed. And I was then given the go ahead after I had returned back to South Africa. I spoke with my wife concerning this issue, and my wife then said, to hell with you. You think that all of these sleepless nights, me having all of these business meetings, so that you can just take my business away from me? So I knew that it was done. I then returned back to Mozambique. I had been told that I was supposed to buy her alcohol. My wife, she was someone that loved to drink Savannah. So I bought her a 6-pack, and as we were just drinking, having a nice time to talk, we used to talk, but no touching, not doing anything. We were living together for the sake of our daughter. So I bought her a pack of Savannah. As we were just chilling, watching a movie, she was drinking her alcohol, and when she went to bed, the last dumpy that she was drinking from, that was the one that I took. I quickly hid it, so it was not yet finished. It was about a quarter that was still left. She then remembered when she was in the bedroom, and she came and she said, where is my Savannah? And I said that I had drank it up, and she was like, since when have you started drinking Savannahs? You say that these are too sweet for you. And I just lied to her. I had already hidden the bottle in the boot of my car, and I then went to Mozambique. When I went to Mozambique, the traditional healer, he used his magic, and he called my South African wife. She came from South Africa, and when she came into the consulting room, outside we felt a huge wind that was blowing, a whirlwind, and the healer said that she is here. And then they called her into the consulting room, and after they had called her, they told her to go into the bottle, and her spirit was trapped in the bottle. I was then given a red cloth which I was told to tie the bottle with, and then we went into the mountains where I left this bottle of alcohol. So when I returned back to South Africa, she became sick. It is very funny, but she fell from a chair and she had her spinal cord. She died in a wheelchair. She was using a wheelchair 24/7. Just a simple accident. She was sitting on a bar stool in our kitchen, and then she fell to the ground. I was not even there, but her mom was around. When she fell down, she landed bad, but this was like magic. When she landed bad, and then that was when she had a spinal cord so much damage, so much that she became paralyzed. She could not use her legs anymore until she passed away. So this is my warning. It's not every man that has the resources to go to a traditional healer to hurt you, but if you are a woman, if a man comes to you and then you have an agreement, like in my own case, I sat with her down and I told her that, you see, I am a man sometimes that can have R1,000,000 in cash, but that money, it is not even counted as money by the bank because it is money that is not in the bank. Some of this money, it will be the money that will be given to me maybe by an Indian guy who deals in diamonds. So I need someone that I can trust, and I want you to also trust me. You and I, we can build our business empire. You're beautiful, you are lovely, and I want to take good care of you. But where there is money, there will always be a problem. This lady, instead of just making sure that she did like she had told me that she was going to do, as long as I was never going to cheat on her, she said that she does not tolerate any man cheating on her, and I had made a promise to never cheat on him. But once she started to realize that I was powerless, as long as I did not have any papers, I was just powerless. I had money, but she held the power. She was the one who had the power, and she did not even think about it, that when you had someone in such a way, you take all of his money, you create your own business empire. That person will react, and some of us, we react in ways that are different from what some of you are used to. So I don't know if you can say what I did was wrong, but I did what I did because I was in pain watching the woman that I loved walking around in the bedroom naked, and then she tells you that you cannot sleep with me because I have no feelings for you. Watching the woman that you are married to going out sometimes to a dinner, and she'll be returning back home the next day, and you know that it's an obvious case she slept with another man. It is a very painful reality. Most of you can even end up doing the same thing that I did. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us try to speak with our brother in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. The message is like this: hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I'm a South African man. If it is possible, please post my story as quickly as possible, because I am being troubled by the spirit of this other man who ended up committing suicide after we had gotten him fired. So I was working for this other man. He was a white man. I was the only driver at that company where I was working. We used to carry some stuff from Gauteng going to different parts of the country. So being the main driver, it came with a lot of benefits. When I would be on the road, my boss will give me money to go even and sleep at the lodge, but I would just look for someone to park even by the garage, and I would sleep in the car, saving money. Then there was another guy that came around. This man, he was a Malawian man. He had a driver's license, but at that time he did not have a passport. So he started working as a gardener, and I never even thought much about it. He was just a gardener to me. So this man, he used to be the one that was least paid in the company. His work was to push the lawnmower to do his job, and in time, that was when this man went to his country and he came back with a passport, and the boss then told me that he wanted me to have a driver's assistant, and this man from Malawi was now my assistant driver. We then started working together, but hey, this guy, he was a pimp. Each and everything that we would do, the boss will know about it. If we would stop by to pick up some ladies, the boss will know about it. So he ended up being the main driver, and I was now the assistant driver. Back at the farm where we used to stock all of the products that we were working on and making in the company, they were staying at the warehouse, which was at the farm. My boss had a farm as well. There was another Zimbabwean man that was a gardener, because there were two gardeners at that time. He was very friendly with me. We used to make music. He enjoyed making music through Fruit Loop, making some beats, and I also used to make beats as well. So we became good friends. So one day we were busy packing some stuff in the trailer. You know, if you are working with a pimp, you will work so hard even when you are not getting paid so much money. So us, what we were doing was that when our boss is not giving us so much money, we will just be hanging around, you know, just doing your job slowly, and when the boss will be around, you'll pretend as if you are working very fast. So this pimpy from Malawi, he would call the boss. So on that day, he really brought me shame, because we were supposed to go to lunch. He would go to lunch at 11. The man, he started working. He did not want us to rest. That man, he did not even allow anyone to go to the toilet. If you would go to the toilet, he will follow you and he would ask you if you are done, because he also wants to use the toilet. So this was his way of him telling you that you have to go back to work. When you go to pee, he would follow you, and he would also pee right next to you. So there was no time to relax when you were working with this guy. Yet he was the one that was not getting any money at all. He was just suffering just like that. So when this guy started working at lunch, me and the other guy from Zim, we sat down and we started to gossip about the man. That was when the guy from Zim then said that let us have this fool fired, and we started to organize, and we said, how are we going to get him fired? So we then planted this other metallic bar into the lawn. We hit it deep into the lawn, but such that when he would be busy mowing the lawn, then the blade of the lawnmower will cut. And as you know that white people does not